Gonna play a little Father Indigo, little big dog right now that gives people a chance to get notified. Come on in, have a little discussion with this Father Saint Malachi prophecy, which, yeah, I'm sure the prophecy is correct, but your saint didn't get that. Most High doesn't deal with you Catholics. Most High doesn't download prophecies to you Catholics. So we'll talk about where y'all really got these prophecies from. So let's play a little Father Indigo, big dog right now.
Uniting all the nations, they go bust it out for patience. Cooking peace and having aprons, angelic in my cadence. These causes separation, shed light moving blatant. Praising God, been waiting. Initiating stations, pyramids, rising vibrations. Open up your heart to my love right now. Car is too late, time to bring my crown. Don't believe it's water, non-believers must drown. Don't need a Bentley cause my tribe was bound. Been hated on since the king touched down. Everything you owe us, you must bring us down. Big dog, big dog, big dog.
All praises to the Most High. Apologies to Brother Moriel and Brother Sly. I realized they were actually live right now. It's the Most High just told me to spend a little time and bring out a little bit of information. So if you're there, cool, watch this later. If you're here, cool, watch them later. Check, whenever you guys feel like the Spirit moves you. They're bringing out great information on their videos. Most High is working with many of us right now, bringing out much information. So yeah, apologies for going live when they're live. But Most High put it on my spirit because you keep hearing about this Saint Malachi prophecy. And I'm not going to be very long anyways right now. So the Saint Malachi prophecy. And they're talking about the Saint Malachi prophecy. And it's talking about, let me get it real quick because I had looked it up. We all know about that, the last Pope prophecy and all that stuff, right? Pope Francis. What did Malachi predict for the Pope? Saint Malachi's final prediction is full stated in the final persecution of the Holy Roman Church. When has the church been persecuted? See, right there alone lets you know that prophecy is a bunch of BS. It says in Saint Malachi's final prediction in full stated in the final persecution of the Holy Roman Church, there will reign Peter the Roman, who will feed his flock amid many tribulations, after which the seven-hilled city will be destroyed, and the dreadful judge will judge the people. So right there alone, a final prediction in full, in the final persecution of the Holy Roman Church. No, in the final persecution of the Most High's church. See, just that throwing that Holy Roman Church, the Holy Roman Church has never been persecuted. Even though you try to set up people in Islam to act like they're attacking Christianity, no one has come against the Holy Roman Church. Because the Holy Roman Church is composed of Psalms 83, which is composed of 99% of the people. So the only people that would oppose your church would be the Israelites, which is exactly who you've been persecuting this whole time. So just so you guys can see, I'm not making it up. Take a look right here. So just to say that in the last days that Peter or Francis here was going to be ruling and reigning and or running, pretty much leading the Holy Catholic Church during a time of persecution makes that whole prophecy null and void. Catholics, please tell me when you guys have been persecuted. The only thing you Catholics have been persecuting is little boys' bottoms. That's what you guys have been doing. You've been persecuting little children. That's what you've been persecuting. That's what you guys have been doing. And then covering it up, going all the way to the top, just like in that movie, The Conclave. Let you know about, they had their little back, their little discussions about, the things that were going on, the horrible things going on in the church and how the Pope covered it up. But then they just act like that's just no big deal. You can just cover it up and keep it moving. And there's not going to be any, any judgment for any of this stuff. So listen, you Catholics and you Christians. This is why that Saint Malachi prophecy has nothing to do with you bringing it out. You guys have been wrong about every single prophecy. You have been wrong about every single prophecy. But we're supposed to believe that your Saint Malachi somehow predicted and named every single pope all the way until this final pope. We're supposed to believe that God came down and or an angel was sent down and gave you this information. See, this is what happens when you try to be us too much. You didn't get that Malachi prophecy from an angel or some kind of a download. You got it from Enoch. That's where you got it from. Because the Most High showed everything to our forefather Enoch. He showed him the lives of every single person. So that it would make sense that you guys got his books. It already named all of the popes. It already showed what was going to be happening during the persecution of not the Holy Roman Church, but the persecution of the Most High's church. The church is the called out elect, the called out few. That is the church. So you got your hands on our books, and then you just slapped Saint Malachi on it and said it was him that got this information. Enoch knew all your popes. He knew your last pope, and you guys are like, someone's like, oh, I thought there wasn't going to be any more popes. What they plan, the whole point is destruction happens after this pope. So if you throw if some people are like, oh, they're going to have a Hamite. And I think some people, the last video went over your guys, some people's heads. Because they of course they're not going to choose a black guy. Again, this shows you, this is why you can't be going with white and black. You cannot go with white and black. Because that's how they tie us in with Hamites. The whole point was they always throw out a Hamite to act like he's a forerunner, but they always pick one of their own Edomites. That's what they always do. That's what they've always done. Just like they said, oh, Francis was an American, he was Argentinian. No, his father was an Italian who immigrated. He immigrated to Argentina, which many Europeans do. You see, that's what you guys do. You guys immigrate to places and then act like that's where you're from. He's an Argentinian because his father immigrated there. He can't hide he's not gonna be able to hide his Edomite status by saying he's an Argentinian. See, that's the BS y'all be doing. And quickly, y'all try to quickly, pivot. Y'all talk about, oh, he's in heaven right now. He's in state right now. All these mourners are coming to see him. What mourners? The mourners are going to see him are Psalms 83, vassals, people who have been, what are they mourning for? They're mourning because he was the one that was the leader that gave them opportunity to come over here and enjoy our stuff. They damn sure aren't mourning because he taught them something. They're talking like he was righteous while covering up all the things that your priests have been doing, covering up your history, covering up all the things that you've done to so-called Negroes. And that's what I was saying. Like, people are like, oh, they're not going to hire, and they're not going to elect a black person. If they elected a Hamite, that's no different than you Edomites, because he's still part of Psalms 83. Right, Rodney Jones? We had Pastor Mitchell and they're crying his eyes out too. And if he's so led by the Spirit, why is he apologizing for the things he said on his pulpit? He had to apologize for what he said about, pretty much excusing the white cops for shooting down black children. Bro, I thought the Holy Spirit was with you. I thought, you wouldn't have to go back and backtrack and change things. I thought, you went ahead and you plotted out all the stuff you were going to talk about instead of just running your mouth. But see, that's what happens with a blasto. A blasto's always going to defend the system, because that's why he's got a brand new church. That's why he's got all these people there. That's why he's got all these blastos at the church. They made him quickly. They brought him up quickly. But see, I'm still waiting for all the prophecies you guys have are rapture, 7-year tribulation, Antichrist. And now you're talking about, it's the end of the church on the 7 hills. It's like, how can you be two people? How can you be the ones that go to the church that are supposed to be persecuted, but then that church is the one that's going to be destroyed because it was persecuted? No, that's not how it works. That church was persecuting the Most High's chosen people. They've come to their end. Their run is done. And now the Most High is going to destroy this church on the 7 hills. You see what I'm saying? Like that, just the first sentence of that prophecy alone shows you that that's what happens when you try to assume our position. So again, St. Malachi's final prediction in full stated, in the final persecution of the Roman church, there will reign Peter the Roman, who will feed his flock amid many tribulations. When again did the Catholic Church go through many tribulations? Who is the persecutor of the Roman Catholic Church? You're right, Jesse. We see through them like they're made out of glass. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, why don't y'all explain now? So you guys don't explain anything. You all just put stuff out here and then you don't say anything. After which the 7-hilled city will be destroyed, and the dreadful judge will judge the people. Again, that's the Catholic Church that's on the 7 hills. So again, so the Catholic Church is being destroyed because why? Why would the Roman Catholic Church be destroyed for being persecuted? Makes no sense whatsoever. But see, that's what happens when you try to write yourselves into our book. See, you've hidden the ones that have been persecuted. You guys have hidden the ones that have been persecuted. The real people have been persecuted that you guys are persecuted. Now, see, you can't say it's the Indians, the pretendians, because you didn't persecute them, because you guys were the ones that made laws to protect them. So you could have been persecuting them. So that makes no sense, because when you guys came over here to these lands and you made laws to pretty much protect them, then who were you persecuting over here in the Americas? Where exactly is that? That makes no sense, right? You brought over Filipinos along with more black people, Israelites, Moors, but then they got here and they quickly, hey, I'm Indian. I'm not black like these people. I'm an Indian. Please let me be part of your church and go ahead and let me be Indian. And they let them self-identify. And it's funny because all of a sudden y'all letting everybody self-identify in 2024, 2025. You've been allowing people to self-identify, but we thought that was something that was new. But you allow people to self-identify in the 1600s, in the 1500s, and all the way until today. The only people that couldn't self-identify were so-called Negroes. You were like, oh, no. Y'all can't be saying you guys are the Indians. You guys can't be saying that you're God's chosen people. And that goes back again to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. So which group did you not allow to self-identify? That again would be our people. You see what I'm saying? Like all of when you just start listening to the Spirit just is unraveling all these threads. So anytime you hear them talk about the last Pope prophecy, tell them St. Malachi got that from Enoch. You guys got all of our books down there, and you guys try to just roll out your guys' names out here. So it wasn't just the Greeks that did this. See, the Greeks got all of our information when they went over there, and they burned down Alexandria. They came over here to the fourth part, and we had many books here, and they got their hands on their books. And then just like they say, oh, Pythagoras, he learned all this from the Egyptians. He learned all the ancient Greeks. There's no such thing as ancient Greece. Because they always talk about how he went and learned from the Egyptians. Like when? During ancient times? You guys try to equate yourselves to the ancient Egyptians, which you guys are not. You guys were not around during the time of the ancient Egyptians. But you took all this information It's got a book I've brought up before called Stolen Legacy, how they just take all this information and they equate it to like one person it would be impossible for him to be a master and have PhDs in all of these different subject matter in one lifetime. Like, it's absolutely impossible to be able to do that. Just like Pythagoras, it's impossible for him to get all of the mysteries that it took the Egyptians thousands of years to supposedly get, and this dude got it in a partial lifetime, because it wasn't like he started learning from a baby. It took forever for him to even get accepted, supposedly, by the Egyptians, which, who's even to say that's even true? Y'all just got to make up some story so you can say, I got all these books, I got all this information. I can't say these niggas had it, so I got to say somehow it was from the Greeks. So now I got all these prophecies that talk about the destruction of the Catholic Church. So I can't be saying I got this from Enoch, because we said that pretty much there is no book of Enoch. And there's no anything antediluvian is we don't accept. And then set up some camps to say the same thing. Oh, there might be a book of Enoch, but that's not the one. Okay, all right. Set up some people to say that and just regurgitate the same thing over and over again, so that we can say we brought this out, we did this. See, that would entail the spirits talking to you. That would mean that the spirits are giving you this type of information. Could that be that you get some information from demons? Yeah, they even get partial information. Y'all got names. Y'all got where people were born. You guys got all this information on every single pope. That's more Enoch. That's more it says in the book of Enoch that the Most High gave him knowledge of every single person, about the lives of every person. But see, y'all make it like y'all make these ridiculous lies. But see, Psalms 83 will believe anything because that's their job. Their job is to believe everything that you say and don't question anything. That's what you taught your people. We got all these revelations from God. So we're just gonna give it to you. Don't question anything. If you need some clarification, damn it, do not open a book. Come over here to us and we will clarify it for you. You see what I'm saying? So now, when anything y'all say, like I said, if you guys had a spirit that told you every single thing about every single pope and all the way to the end, and you actually have all of the little pictures, and right when you get to Francis, it's like one more, which is pretty much just signifying judgment, then why in the hell can't you figure out who the true Israelites are? If you guys can figure all that out, then how in the hell can you not figure out who the real Israelites are? I mean, just saying. I mean, you should. I mean, if you can figure out who all those people are, those popes are, you should be able to tell me who I am, instead of constantly giving me different titles. Because someone who keeps giving me different titles, either they're trying to hide something or they really don't know who I am. All of you guys got all this information about all the popes, but you can't break down Revelation 6 and 8. Y'all can't figure out the fourth part, and that's not something that happened in the future, but that was an actual place here in 1492. You guys knew about all these different popes, but you didn't know about these lands that were over here. I mean, you got here in 1492, but you're telling us that St. Malachi is telling you about every single pope, and so I mean, you guys must have been talking to all these spirits. So, but you didn't know there was a whole continent over here. I mean, just doesn't make any sense. If you guys have all of this knowledge and understanding, right, then how come you guys can't show us anywhere where it says you got dominion over the scriptures? I'm just asking for a friend. You can't figure out who the Israelites are. You can't show us where you have dominion, where it says in the scriptures where you guys have the dominion and you can be picking. Can you show me anywhere where it says that there is only 80 books or 66 books? Exactly. How can you tell the ancient history of a place when you just got there in 1492? Great seeing you, Sister Lisa. Keep bringing all that great information, sister. There's a plethora of information and stories that we get every single day. You know? But see, Psalms 83, none of these people ask them anything. They don't ask these people to clarify anything. So just like, it's just amazing that you guys can believe, well, like I said, they want to believe that their church knows something. That's why they believe, the same Malachi prophecy. I'm scared now because, that means that judgment's coming. Let's hurry up and try to get us a pope in here so we can say that this isn't true, that prophecy isn't true. Because look, we got another pope in here. It just means judgment has fallen. That's what that means. Doesn't matter. Y'all can throw whoever y'all want in there. Just like y'all thought that same thing happened with Trump. Y'all like, hey, throw Trump in there. He gonna make things much better for us. Just like y'all want to believe that, hey, just get a pope in there. He's gonna make things much better for us. Hey, did it work out any better with Trump, or does it really look like this nation is under judgment? It's definitely showing you that this place is under judgment. No matter who you put in office, judgment is here. Judgment is on Trump and all like him. It's funny how they're just manipulating the stock market by just saying things like, oh, Trump blinked first, and he said that there's going to be a deal within the next 3 weeks with China. So stock market just jumps up. And then tomorrow he's going to say, oh no, deal's off. I never said that. It's going to drop down. It's just giving you guys something to talk about because you have nothing of substance. There's nothing of substance. They know that access to these lands is coming quickly to an end. Them being able to control the resources in these lands is quickly coming to an end. They're talking about the sun and how active the sun is. I want to say it was the last Thursday. I was watching a video that was sent to me. And just listening to how it's the sun and the projections, the ejections, and things that are coming here on the earth are going to be changing people's DNA. The Kali Amat, he had a video talking about that a couple days ago. And like last Thursday, there was a huge ejection. And like the sun is changing DNA. It's gonna be definitely getting people that don't belong here up out of here. You know what I mean? It's gonna be getting them up out of here. I'm not gonna play the video because he was using like another guy's video. But the whole point is that the sun, everything is gonna be working in our favor. I'll just show you it. This is the video right here. You wanna check it out? The solar storms are changing our DNA. But again, it's a white guy, so he seems to think that it's going to empower you. It's going to make you stronger because you've been so persecuted, like the Catholic Church has been persecuted. Oh my God, what a bunch of clowns. I mean, so Saint Malachi's prophecy is contingent upon the Holy Catholic Church being persecuted in these last days. And there's nothing further from the truth, because 99% of the world is under the Catholic Church. The only people that they are afraid of, just like that ham I was talking about, the only people that that the churches or that the white people are afraid of are you black Americans. Well, I wonder why. I wonder why we are the only ones that they are afraid of. This is here you know who the true Hebrews are, because the church is only afraid of the true people of the book. Everyone else is game to be an ally for them. You're gonna have your Gentiles that are gonna, some that are gonna be called out. They're gonna be down with us. So I don't deal with like absolutes. That's what they deal with. All of these people are this, and that's not true whatsoever. The Most High is the one who pulls people out of each group, pulls people out of this group, pulls it out of that group, and brings them with us. You Gentiles who are down with us, you know what? You, I'm sure, made the decision to be down with us before. You made the decision to be down with the Most High's chosen people before. That is why you've been brought to be with us now. You're getting your blessing now. You are being blessed to be with us and get this understanding now. You are being blessed to be able to be in a position to support us now in order to build up blessings for yourselves now. We are a culmination of our decisions in our past lives as well. We didn't do things to be called to be in the position where we are today just in this lifetime. I was not called to be in a position where I'm at in this lifetime only because of the things I've done here in this lifetime. Because before I was called to do this, I did nothing. I did absolutely nothing worthy to be in the position that the Most High put me in today. You see what I'm saying? Like I did not do anything to be in this position, to be used in this way in this lifetime. I'm able to build up now, not because of something I did before in my life. So that must have been something that I've done in my previous lives to be put in a position to do what I'm doing today. Just like everyone else here. You see what I'm saying? Like, you look back in your life, you just see like, hey, I could have died here. I could have died there. I could have been in a totally different situation here. If I would have married this person, I would have been like this in this situation. Same thing with a lot of the women. If, you would have married this person, they could have led you to the wrong way, astray this way, and this, and that. So again, I've done nothing to be used I've done nothing to earn the situation and the position I'm in today. This is all the Most High, and all praises go to the Most High and the Holy Spirit and the angels and my ancestors. So this is why I go so hard. People talk about, you go hard on the Catholics, you go hard on the Christians. I go hard because you know what? It's in my spirit, because I know that when my ancestors had this knowledge or understanding, they weren't allowed to talk. They weren't allowed to bring this information out. Had they just said anything that made these devils uncomfortable, they would have been tortured and killed. Because, before, if you say anything, they would be jumping all over you, jumping all over your channel, trying to, say this about you, that about you, attack, when they were in their blessing. Now, all they can try to do is just cover their ears and run away. That's why there's no rest for the weary. There's no rest for you guys. You're going to hear this truth every damn day. You're going to be convicted every day. And see, when we first came into this truth, they had us just concentrating on the white man, Esau, the white man. While they used those same people in those camps to give all the vassals and the blassels a pass. In fact, have us, they just set him up so that we would then be praying for these vassals, so still giving them our energy. They despise, but bold, and I appreciate you. Nothing meek over here, exactly. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you guys set this up like this. We're definitely not timid over here. But yes, like I said, it's just you sit here and just listen to all the stuff that's going on. Like I said, hey, I don't care what you look like. I'm gonna look. All I gotta do is try your spirit. If I see you, oh, you over here crying about this Pope who's done nothing but destroy our people, then that means you're not down for our people. You're crying because he was the one. He's the last one that gave you the opportunity to come over here and get the dainties on my land. He apologizes to vassals. When he goes and apologizes, to these so-called pretendians, he's apologizing to vassals that they made laws to protect. So who do you think they were really stealing children from and putting at these schools? Who were the ones that really needed to be have their minds changed and disconnected from the land and disconnected from the Father? Who was the people that they've really been trying to disconnect still to the day? He had to disconnect you so-called pretendians because you were never part of the source in the first place. There's only one family, one group of people who are connected to the source, to the Most High, and the lands. And that would be the people that were given these lands and made a covenant with the Most High. So whose children do you think they were really stealing and taking to boarding schools and re-educating like they still re-educate today? That, again, that would be our people. And all you get is people saying, well, I'm native. No, well, you look, you're Mexican. Well, it's all the same thing. See, again, they're dealing with absolutes. There are no absolutes in this world. There are no absolutes in this world. There's no all of these people here because we have been scattered. So therefore, this is the ultimate Rocky comeback story, because we are scattered all over the place, and you have to try the Spirit. So when I hear, hey, you went to Easter, you had a good time at Easter, you went to your Easter service right there, you made your choice. There's no middle ground here. Either you're gonna go all gas, no brakes for the Most High, or you're all gas, no brakes for Satan. There is no middle ground. There is no middle ground. There's no lukewarm. Most High will spit you out if you are lukewarm. So it's no coincidence that they announced his death. I mean, the thing is this. People are like, well, he died a long time ago. There's people that have like dementia. And physically, they're still here. Spiritually and mentally, they're gone. That could be the same thing with your spirit is already in torments and your physical body is still here. So you never know, like, hey, his physical body more than likely, they're trying to keep this dude's physical body alive as long as they possibly can because they know what's coming after the fact. They know what's coming after the fact. Because these are all markers. Everything that you guys see is for our people. That's why they try to take these prophecies about the destruction of Rome and the Vatican and all that stuff and try to make it sound like it has something to do with them. That has nothing to do with them. The Catholic Church was persecuting the church. The Catholic Church has been persecuting our people. When they got here to 1492, they were persecuting the church, our people. But see, when you try to hide who we are, then your prophecies and all your breakdowns will make no sense. Make no sense. I seen all these people sitting here talking about the Pope, and I'm like, but as soon as you bring up, how about all of the raping that the priest has been doing, he's been covering up? Well, he's in heaven right now. What about all of the kids that that this church and organization has killed and they've covered up? He's in heaven right now. Wait a minute. What about all the money that they stole? He's in heaven right now. What about coming here at 1492 and just stealing everything and destroying? Oh, he's in heaven right now. Oh, but if someone like R. Kelly does something, oh, he's going to rot in hell. Oh, P. Diddy did this, he's going to rot in hell. I was like, hold on. Did he do anything worse than what you Catholics have been condoning this whole time? You know what I'm saying? Like you guys pick and choose who's gonna, like always, you pick and choose who actually has to pay for sins and who doesn't. Black so-called Negroes, we got to pay for all of our sins, right? But so-called people, white people, and people that are associated with the church never have to pay for any of their sins. But see, this is why we don't. They always talk about putting us in jail. They always talk about us having to pay for the things that we've done wrong. Because remember, we were never allowed to be part of their churches. We were always kept out. They didn't allow Negroes to be baptized. Us being baptized never changed the status of our people. Even if we got baptized, we were still slaves. So therefore, when we break laws, we have to pay. But for them, since they're all part of the church, they're like, oh, Jesus saves. Just say a couple Hail Marys, say some Our Fathers, and you're all good. Well, then why don't you guys let Puff Daddy say a couple of Hail Marys? Why don't y'all let R. Kelly say a couple of Hail Marys? So, like I said, I'm not condoning what all these people are doing, because they're all blasphemous anyways. They are all blasphemous, and they made their deal with the Church of Mahan, because they all run around here with their crosses, talking about white Jesus and everything else. So they're not even my people anyways. It doesn't. See, that's the whole thing. That's why y'all talk about R. Kelly. We gotta pray for him because he's one of our. Hey, as soon as you make that deal with Satan, and y'all sit walking around with your Jesus piece, and you're talking about white Jesus and God saved me and da-da-da-da-da. Hey, I already know what team you're playing for. You go have a good time with that. So now your St. Malachi prophecy, again, that can't be the real prophecy that you're bringing out, because again, St. Malachi's prediction says, in the final persecution of the Holy Roman Church, right there alone shows you that your prophecy breakdown is bullshit. Because you cannot show me anywhere where the Catholic Church has been persecuted. So therefore, you got that from somewhere else, and then you just, slid yourselves up in there. Like I said, that doesn't even make any sense. All y'all concentrate on the fact is that Francis is the last one, okay? 88. I know Brother Big Levi had a really good video. I was listening to it this morning before work, breaking down a lot of the information about Malachi. I'm sorry, about Francis. Keep up the good work, brother, And just like that 88, you add them together, 16, which is 7, spiritual completion. Also 88 can be two lines, two different lines of people going on forever. Israelites, everybody else, Gentiles. Two of them, bloodlines following certain lines that are going on forever. Because you got the two infinity signs. I mean, you got a whole lot of different things. I said, Brother Big Levi went into that. Check out his video talking about the Pope burning in hell. Because nobody apparently goes to Psalms 83 and goes to the Catholic Church burns in hell. You know what I'm saying? Only our people. Only if we do something wrong, we burn. Only if we do something wrong, we got to pay. But that's all right, though. Like I said, so how can St. Malachi prophecy be anything have come from Malachi when it talks about the persecution of a church that has never been persecuted. Just a couple of thoughts, I wanted to throw out there for you guys this evening. I'm gonna let you guys go. Great hanging out, everybody. Like I said, everybody's talking about this prophecy. Break it down. Besides the fact that it talks about the last pope, I'm sure he is, because again, now we know about Pluto being in the south, and we know what that represents. That's definitely going to represent a shift. And the people can't bring the people that have been doing the persecuting can't be the ones bringing the shift. You see what I'm saying? If all of Psalms 83 has been persecuting the Israelites and persecuting Most High's chosen people, then how can they be the ones bringing the revolution? How can they be the ones bringing the shift? There's only one group of people that are going to bring the shift, and that's going to be the ones that have been persecuted. So if you haven't been persecuted, you're not bringing the shift. This is a brotherly fight now. This is Jacob against Esau. And there's everybody in the middle. And the Most High is now working for us. You're going to see great signs in the sky. You're going to see great signs from our angels. We are now connected with our angels again. Our angels are waiting. They've been told for the last few thousand years, especially the last couple hundred years, stand down. Just watch. Just wait. Stand down. Just observe. The time of observation is quickly coming to an end. The time of angel observation only is quickly coming to an end. Much love, family. Shalom.